You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It's Belynda from Soap Dirt, and I've got your weekly Young and the Restless prediction edition. I've got 3 hot predictions to share with you. All, as usual, are based on official spoilers for the CBS soap opera. I've got one about Kyle and Summer, another for Sally and Adam, and the third is for Mamie and Tucker, and maybe someone else. So I'm going to list the spoilers that I've based this on, so you know I'm not pulling these from thin air, as always, and I cannot wait for your comments on these. Before I dig in, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe. Now let's get started. My first prediction is that Kyle Abbott regrets the summer split, but is it too late? So on Monday, October 9th, spoilers have Kyle Abbott officiating his parents' vow renewal ceremony. That's really nice, but what's of note is that he takes a second really close glance at his estranged wife / ex-wife. I don't know if they've done the legalities of this divorce yet. Either way, Summer is looking very nice in her, I think it's a red dress, reddy kind of orange. It's a very nice dress. It looks really good on her. And Kyle is single as a Pringle right now that Audra kicked him out of her bed for career reasons. But things are about to shift seismically for everybody that's part of this storyline. So while Kyle is looking at Summer with longing and maybe a little bit of regret, rethinking walking out on her and going over to play hide the salami with Audra, but Summer has got her eye on another guy, and it is Chance Chancellor. Even though when Summer was chatting with Chance and having a really nice time, Sharon ran right over, acting a little clingy and desperate for my money. When I saw the Monday episode, she definitely is trying to block anything that's happening between those two. And I don't think Sharon liked it when she saw Chance chatting with Summer. And I don't think Kyle likes it either. So on Tuesday, we're going to see more of Kyle's head twisting around. He seems to be having second thoughts about splitting with Summer, especially now that everything worked out and his parents are happily married and Phyllis is off kicking rocks. But is it too late for Kyle? Spoilers for Tuesday the 10th have Audra telling Kyle she wants him back, and he is wondering why this change of heart. Of course, we know that she is marching on Tucker's orders. It's all part of his grand scheme to mess with the Abbotts. He wants to take over Jabot and says he'll give her power once he does. Right now, Audra is not certain whether Tucker can pull this off, but she's still doing as he says for whatever reason. But after a short break from Audra, if Kyle hops back into her bed, I'm wondering if his mind is going to be on Summer and on the fact that if he doesn't make an effort soon, he might lose her to Chance, making their split permanent. That's my prediction at any rate. Our second one is that Sally Spectra sets Adam Newman straight. So next week, Nick Newman calls things off with Sally Spectra. They break up. Although the date is not known at this moment, the spoiler itself is set in stone because it is from the new promo for this week. So Nick tells Sally that Adam is manipulating her, and he says Adam's always going to be like that. Nick tells her that Adam is clearly affecting her and says, I can't go through this again. Those are all official spoilers. So I do have this piece of advice for Nicholas C. Newman. If you don't want to deal with a woman you're shagging thinking about your brother Adam, how about don't go chasing his sloppy seconds? Just a thought, you know. He's been through this before because he put himself in this position before. He deliberately took up with Chelsea Lawson after she'd been with his brother. And Sally was a similarly deliberate choice. So if Nick doesn't want to be in this position, he can take his peen and wag it at somebody that Adam hasn't been involved with. That's an option, right? It definitely is. Anyway, I just don't have a thimbleful of sympathy for Nick Newman. And as for Sally, on the October 2nd episode, she said to him just a weird thing to me. If I can't fall in love with you, what does that say about me? What the heck does that even mean, Josh Griffith, head writer? What does that mean? Does that mean that anyone that gets into the vicinity of Nick's pheromones must fall in love with him, or they are somehow defective? That dialogue was just bad and just almost like meaningless to me. It was just words. So weird. You can be with someone who's rich and hot and sexy, but if they're not your person, if they're not your twin flame, if they're not your soulmate, the feelings aren't going to be there. So in the end, Nick is going to call it quits with Sally next week, saying he wants to give her time and space to sort out who and what she wants. So I'm betting that it's not going to be too long until Adam Newman finds out Nick walked away from Sally. And when he does, I bet Adam assumes that means he can just slide right back in with his ex and rekindle their romance. Here's my prediction, though. I don't think it's going to be that easy, not at all. In fact, I think Sally might actually be annoyed, if not outright angry with Adam because Nick broke up with her. I think she might actually blame it on him for being persistent and harassing and kissing her and just putting her in this position. So also of note, on Friday, October 13th, official spoiler, Victor and Nick get together and they share a bonding moment. So I am super interested to see if Nick tells Victor that he split up with Sally. If so, I'm betting that Victor is going to be cheering. He doesn't want Nick or Adam, either one with the redhead, but very much so he doesn't want Nick in that position. So as of now, I just don't think the road to a reunion for Sally and Adam is paved automatically by Nick walking away. I do think Adam may soon face Sally's wrath for pushing and pushing and pushing until Nick yanked away her security blanket, which was her safe relationship with him that doesn't put her heart at risk. All right, our third and final prediction. Mamie plotting with Tucker McCall? Question mark? Some people think so, but is it really another Jill hater that she's conspiring with and not Tucker at all? So some people have decided that Mamie is working with Tucker McCall. I've seen a lot of sites saying this. I've seen a lot of soap fans on Twitter and all saying that they think they're working together. And in fact, official spoilers for next week from the promo have Devon grilling his dad, asking him, what is your connection to Aunt Mamie? So there really shouldn't be one. And the idea of Tucker and Mamie working together makes zero sense to me. What's scary is the fact that it doesn't have to make sense for head writer Josh Griffith to go ahead and write it. So it could still happen that way, even though it doesn't make sense. Josh Griffith is clearly trying to carve out a place for Tucker McCall in Genoa City without Ashley Abbott being around. I like Tucker. I like his character. I like his low-key, kind of quirky, weird villainous thing, okay? But the bottom line is I just don't think it will go that way. And there's some other info and spoilers that have me wondering if Mamie's partner is someone else entirely. So it could be that Tucker and Mamie had a thing back in the day. That wouldn't be surprising, right? But them working together now would be, to me, kind of ridiculous because Mamie cares so much about the Abbotts, and I don't think she would get involved with someone who is targeting them. She loved John Abbott, and she would hate the idea of Tucker getting his hands on John's company. The other day, though, Mamie was talking on the phone with her co-conspirator and said they don't have a clue about what's happening, but she was kind of jovial, and it seemed to be somebody that she liked. And, you know, they don't have a clue. I believe she was talking about Lily, Nate, Devon, and Jill. Of course, Jill is very upset that Mamie bought into Chancellor Winters and thinks that there's more to this than meets the eye. We also now have a confirmed spoiler that Trisha Cast is back as Nina Webster without information on why she's back. But remember, both she and Mamie have had Jill try and pay them off so she could run them out of town. These two ladies share a common enemy, and I could totally see them cooking up a plan together to screw Jill over as payback for what she did to them way back in the day. To me, that makes a lot more sense than it being Tucker. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. Hey, this is Belynda from Soap Dirt. If you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe. It helps the channel so much. Definitely click a like if you enjoyed this prediction edition, and drop your comments below whether you agree or disagree with me. That's great either way. I just love talking soaps with you guys, and I read all your comments, and I appreciate you interacting with us and coming back every day to talk soaps with me. Thanks so much. Come back soon.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.